Listen to what our children says about tobacco and their environment.
Actions ng mga naninigarilyo na nakikita ko araw-araw. Hindi ko ito pinagsasabi noon. Ngunit sa ngayon, na-realize ko na kung gaano kalaki ang epekto ng mga nakikita kong naninigarilyo sa aking buhay. Lumaki ako sa isang lugar kung saan ang ganitong aksyon ay normalize. Marahil dahil sa availability ng mga sigarilyo, maaari silang makita sa lahat ng tindahan, kung kaya't madali lamang silhang bilhin na lahat. Kahit pa hindi sila available sa mga bata, gaya ko noon, ang simpleng panonood at pag-obserba ay maaaring magdulot ng pagbabago sa pag-iisip at behavior ng isang
Buy
bata.
some cigarettes for them and I watched them smoke firsthand. And that instance was taken very lightly by them and by my other relatives. So it was taken very lightly. It did not become an issue at all. Parang wala lang. So like, pinabili ka ng sigarilyo, nakita mo sila ang manigarilyo, and that's it. And I'm pretty sure that's not an isolated case because right before me, Ames mentioned how his actions were also influenced by the actions of smokers surrounding him. So I'm pretty sure marami rin nakatry pabilihin ng sigarilyo and marami rin bata na naka-experience ma-witness yung relatives nila to smoke firsthand. And as I grew up, I realized that these instances should not be taken lightly. And in fact, this should not be happening at all. Because first of all, it would have influenced me to also try and use cigarettes. And of course, along the way, it will also affect my health and it may lead to me, for example, having respiratory diseases in the future.
Children out there, don't smoke. It's not worth risking your life for just being cool. That's all.
More aware of the effects of a lot of different industries to the environmental health of everything around us. I just like to say na smoking, especially from what we've learned today, has so much more long-term effects, especially to the next generations also, especially when it comes to the environment, because once the environment gets destroyed, it becomes harder for the future generations to cope. So the message is short naman. The mission really is to limit and stop yung tobacco consumption because it not only affects our health ngayon in the short term or in the next few couple of years, pero it affects the futures of the other generations after us also.
Things that a curious mind tends to attempt. But in reality, it only does complications and does not tolerate a healthy living life. As a young freshman po already, I had encountered a lot of people who are using these pollutants in their daily lives with different sets of reasons. Maybe for personal reasons or just curiosity itself. Now, if we journey to every city po and every place that you could think of, the most important aspect of going places is your body. And your body is the main mechanism that leads you there, right on your destined destination. If your body can function well, then you can go about normally just like everybody else. Same as to smoking, since it will be a highly affect one's respiration and may form lesions, diseases, or even worse, which is cancer. This is not only cause harm to oneself, but also the people around you as well as the environment. Now, going back po dun sa question ko earlier, as a panelist, cigarettes are a big factor on polluting the environment, regardless if it is being used or not. This is why it is important for people to avoid this, since it is a bilateral factor affecting both sides, which is the environment and yourself.
I was a 5th grade student attending my science class, and one day we tackled the respiratory system, and my teacher showed us a picture of a smoker's lung in comparison to a normal lung. And that image scarred me so much that for a short time I was afraid of anything related to smoking because I saw what it did to people, no matter how satisfying it may have been in the short term. I also have family members who faced lung complications and died of it due to smoking, even though they were not the smokers. And that image, the smoker's lung, made me see what their lungs must have looked like when they were in so much pain.
Before this webinar, I did not know much about tobacco or vaping and their effects on the body and the environment. Maybe the most that I knew about cigarette smoking is that it can cause cancer. I hardly knew anything about vaping too because nobody smokes or vapes in our house. So I am very grateful that I was given this experience where I could learn about the harmful effects of smoking and vaping, not only on the body, but also on our environment. As I have stated earlier, nobody in our house smokes, so I am rarely exposed to secondhand smoke. However, the couple of times that I was exposed, I would hold my breath as long as I could because I was scared of getting cancer. I have also heard stories from my mom about how some friends of hers have lost their dads who were heavy smokers due to the different diseases caused by smoking. But the one thing that I am most concerned about is how it affects the environment. I don't think most people realize how much smoking and vaping affect our surroundings. The fact that cigarette butts are non-biodegradable is already a concern. E-cigarettes or vapes are not helping either because they end up being thrown in the trash when they break. I think that we should all do what we can to help lessen pollutants. It is important to take care of Mother Earth because this is the only home we have. It is our job to work as a community to help the earth by taking good care of it. By smoking, vaping, or using any form of tobacco and nicotine, we continue to damage the earth due to how harmful they can be. I've always been told to love myself, and I think one of the ways of loving oneself is not also just by taking care of ourselves and staying healthy, but also taking care of our environment. So, as a way of loving myself, I will say no to smoking because saying no is not only the best choice for my body, but it is also the best choice for a healthier and greener planet Earth. Thank you.